Hey y'all, lesson 31, you ready? All right, half or a quarter of the book is totally behind you. 30 lessons, 30 problems, 900 plus, plus the practice ones at the very beginning before you do the 1 through 30. You've done like 1,000, almost 1,000 problems. You should feel really good about yourself, or possibly really sick about yourself. So anyway, well, let's look at area today, and let's talk about perimeter. We've talked about that before, right? A perimeter is just basically the distance around some figure. This is, 20, and this is 10. Let's just say it's not a square; it's just a kind of a rectangle, or we'll make it with a right angle, so it looks like that. You just, the distance around. That's the perimeter, or distance around, like you're buying a fence for some room or something. Area means you're going to, the Home Depot or something like that, and saying to the guy, well, I need carpet for this room. So it's 10 feet across and it's 20 feet this way. How many square feet you're going to say, do you need a carpet? Or, maybe this is a wall, you want to paint a wall or something like that. That's different. The reason you say something is, let's say this is, I don't know. Let's say you have a very small room and this is 10 inches, okay? Well, what you're going to say in the room, that you have a certain number of square inches in this room, and this is what you do, and I'll show you exactly what that means. This is written square inches because we're measuring not just one dimension, like, oh look, here's a line that's 10 inches long. What you're doing is you're measuring the number of squares in something. It's going to be two dimensions. It'll have a width and a length. So, all right, let's look at this. Now these are not perfect squares, just pretend they are. They're rectangles. Just pretend they're perfect squares, all right? This is a room, and let's say it is 8 feet wide and 12 feet long, and you go to the Home Depot and you say, yeah, I need floor tiles to cover this room. And the guy says, okay, well, how big is the room? You go, it's 8 by 12. He says, okay, well, let's see here. If you didn't know any better, you could logically figure this out. If the room were just 1 foot long, you would say, well, I'm going to need 8 tiles because there's 1 row of them. But it's 12 feet long, so I'm going to need 12 rows of those 8. So basically, to find area of a figure, you're going to multiply, well, let's say it's a rectangle. You're going to multiply the length times the width, and you got it. So you're going to need 96 tiles to buy because 8 times 12 is 96. Now what you're going to say is, since you're not just saying, oh, it's just 12 feet, or oh, it's just 8 feet. If you go up to the guy and say, yeah, I need tiles for a room, he says, well, how big's the room? You go 8 feet, or 12 feet. He's going to go, that's a length. I need square feet. How many square feet is in this? Okay. So the answer to this problem you're going to write is 96 feet in square feet, which you put a little 2 there. Now the 2 means there are 2 dimensions, this way and that way. And eventually we'll get to volume, and that's 3 dimensions, like it's a cube. You're trying to find out how much water or goat's milk to put into the cube or the pool or whatever you have. Okay, so that's area of rectangle. So what's the area of this rectangle? 32 square centimeters, right? And make sure you put the little 2 there to indicate that you have 2 dimensions. So if you just put this, that's a length. That's, 32 centimeters. That's like saying, how long is your room? 32 centimeters. What do you mean by that? Okay. 32 square centimeters. Make sure you put that. All right. All right, let's look at this. The area of a square is 100 square inches. How long is each side of the square? Well, a square has the same length. All the sides have the same length. So you need some number times itself that gives you 100. Of course, that's going to be 10. So here is the square. Looks like this. If it's 10 one side, 10 the other side, then of course you'll have 10 squares, and then you'll have 10 all the way down, 10 rows of 10, 100 square inches. And of course you're going to write this 100, you can put a little dot, there, and then inches squared. What's the perimeter of the square? Well, you tell me. What's the perimeter of the square? 10 all around is 40, right? 10 times 4 is 40. That's all there is to it. Okay. All right. Pause it and do the entire practice set. That's the entire thing on page 165, I believe you should have. Do them all, then come back and push pause, and unpause, and then check your answers. So pause it. Okay, let's take a look. Here are the answers. That's 6 by 4, 24, 49. Area of these rectangles should be 40, 144. And if a square is 25 square inches, each side's 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. The perimeter would be also 20. So, all right, Have a great day. Do a good job on your warm-ups, and I'll see you next time.